Welcome to Vision Academy. In this video, I will learn how to find seasonal indices using ratio to moving average method. In my last video, I have given almost 6 lectures on time series analysis on different problems. So we know that components of time series analysis, which is already explained in my earlier lecture. For your understanding, I'm telling again here in this we are dealing in seasonal effect in the components of time series analysis. In the seasonal effect also we do have several types. In the season means we deal in a month, year or quarterly variations. So we do have some of the components of seasonal effect. One is method of simple average, which is explained by me in my last video. You can obtain that video link in the description box. In this lecture I am going to explain you ratio to moving average method. In my further video I will explain ratio to trend method and method of link relatives. So what is ratio to moving average method? This is very simple. Here also we consider time series data. Here very important. This ratio to moving average method is used most widely used method across the globe because it is better of its accuracy. It gives highest accuracy, and very importantly it is free from all the three components, which is trend and cyclic and irregular variation in the time series data. So this is the only one method which gives highest accuracy, and it is free from trend, cyclic and irregular variation. So we need to make some of the steps to derive at seasonal indices here. So for that, let us go for steps that we need to follow while we are calculating ratio to moving average method. Here some of the steps which are in lengthy. I have simplified that steps, this slide and this slide, relating to steps we need to follow for calculating ratio to moving average method. So I have simplified those steps. You can go for this. So let me explain these steps. First of all, we need to arrange data in a chronological order, which is merged in ratio to moving average method. After that, we need to find moving average firstly. So we need to find moving average first. Next, we need to find centered moving average. Next, we need to find seasonal relatives, and we need to enter all the seasonal relatives in their respected months, respected quarter, and then we need to find median of those seasonal relatives, and we need to find grand mean, and finally we need to find seasonal indices. These are the simple steps which is briefed by me. You should go for those steps, and these are very simple. So let me tell you one thing. While we are finding moving average, we will have two types of data. One is monthly data. In months we have 12 months. So here firstly we need to take average of all 12 months, and we need to put that average between June to July. Firstly June to July we need to insert. Then January we need to discard January, and we need to start from February, and then again we need to discard February, then we need to discard March, and so on. This step will repeat. This procedure will repeat until all observations are exhausted. So what if it is quarter? So firstly we will take average of 4 quarter and put between for second and third quarter, and then discard first quarter, then insert next element in the next year, and we do same thing. We repeat the same procedure until all the observations are exhausted in the given problem. So in the third step, we need to find centered moving average. So this is the average of moving average. We need to take a center of moving average, that is centered moving average. I told you if it is a month, we put first data in a June and July. So we need to take June and July centered data, and we have to enter in July. And after that, we need to identify seasonal relatives. Here we have to divide the original monthly value given in the problem by the corresponding centered moving average. So which means original value given in the problem, we need to divide that by this centered moving average into 100. So we can go for this S into I into 100, otherwise OIT. YT means original values given in the problem. moving average, which means centered moving average, second moving average, and into 100. So then we will find seasonal relatives for each and every observation. So those seasonal relatives only we need to consider for next step. After that median, after that grad mean, we know that formula for grad mean and seasonal index. So we will follow these, essentially these steps. These steps are very easy to comprehend. Because of this tedious process, I have briefed those steps into this only one slide. Then let us consider a problem for this. Here we have a data of production in 1000 units for 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012 of 4 quarter. In each and every year we have 4 quarter data which are given. So for these data we need to obtain seasonal indices by the method of ratio to moving average from the given data. So which is very simple, we need to obtain seasonal indices for the given data, but here we need to use ratio to moving average method for obtaining seasonal indices. Then let us follow the steps which I explained earlier. Firstly, we need to arrange these given data in a chronological order. So let us arrange the chronological order. Let us arrange in. So for arranging chronological order, I have taken column wise because of calculation purpose. So in the first column I have taken year. In year we have 4 quarter. So I have entered quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3 and quarter 4. And for 2010 also we have 4 quarter. So that is for quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3 and quarter 4. Here I have arranged given data in chronological order of first 2 years. So here for quarter 1 2009 we have 25 production into 25,000. For quarter 2 we have 30,000 production, quarter 3 21,000 and quarter 4 32,000 and second year 2010th year quarter 1 27,000, quarter 2 28,000 and for quarter 3 25,000 and for quarter 4 34,000. So let us arrange for another 2 years also. Here I have taken 2011. Here 2011 first quarter data 22. Here 22. Second quarter 27,000. Third quarter 21,000. Fourth quarter 30,000 and for 2012 we have 4 quarter also 24,000. First quarter, second quarter 25,000, third quarter 20,000, fourth quarter 33,000. So very simple, we need to arrange the given data in a chronological order like this. Then we can move further for further calculation. Then let us take simple moving average for the given data. Now we have already arranged the given data in a chronological order. Here I have taken simple average. Yeah, moving average, I have taken moving average. Here we are given quarterly data. For that we have to add all the quarter first. All the quarter we need to add. 2009, in 2009 we have 4 quarter which is 25, 30, 21 and 32. Since we are going to take average of the quarter, we need to add these 4 observations and divide by 4, and we need to insert those average between second and third quarter, which is 27. 25, 30, 21, 32 divided by 4, which is 27. Now I have to discard first quarter for calculation of second moving average. I need to consider second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter and first quarter in 2010. So here also I need to enter data between third and fourth quarter. Since we have 4 observation here, 4 observation in the quarter, we need to enter data in the middle of the second and third quarter. So we have calculated 30, 21, 32, 27 and divided by 4, and we have inserted that in between third and fourth quarter, because we have discarded first quarter here. And for next step we have to discard second quarter, and we need to consider that third, fourth, fifth, first and second quarter, and that total amount is totaled and divided by 4, and we got 27 we have inserted here. And for the next calculation, next moving average, we need to take fourth quarter, first quarter, second quarter and third quarter, and we need to insert that we need to add and divide by the number of observation we added, and put that between two observation to the top, two observation to the bottom. So why we are discarding first one and why we are considering next quarter means we are going to calculate moving average. Moving average means we will consider other year data into the last year and something like that. So this purpose is very simple. We need to eliminate, we need to make free it from trend, irregular and cyclical components exist in the time series analysis. So I will move on to further. For next data, we have to consider 2010 first quarter, second quarter, third quarter and fourth quarter data, and we need to insert, add and divide by 4. We need to insert that data between second and third quarter data, and we repeat the procedure until all the observation exhaust in the given data. So for next calculation, we have considered this second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter and this first quarter of 2011, and we have inserted that total here 27.25. It is unable to display all the observation in a one frame or a single column. That is why I have split it and put into the right side. You can continue after this calculation. So I have repeated all the observation of the calculation. I have repeated as I have shown you here, just because of obtaining simple moving average. So for next value here 2 quarter and here 2 quarter, between this here 26, sorry, this between is this 27, and for next calculation here 1 quarter, this is fourth quarter, and here 3 quarter, between this is 26, and for next calculation we will consider all this 4 quarter, and we have put those data here in the between of 2 quarter to up and down. And for next calculation we have considered these 4 quarter and we have inserted here, and for next calculation we have considered these 4 calculation the observation and I have inserted here. For next next calculation we have considered these and we have inserted here, and for last observation we have considered these 4 data and we have inserted that average, moving average is here. And since we all the data are exhausted, we can't move further. And one more thing, I have clearly shown you which quarter is discarded very clearly. Example, in this 27.5 we have discarded first quarter for this value in the 2009, and for 27 we have discarded second quarter, and for 28 we have discarded third quarter of 2011. And here if you want to take an example, here for 25 we have discarded second quarter in 2011. So like this I have shown you which quarter I have discarded, there only I have shown you for the understanding purpose. So by this way we have taken moving average. Very importantly, moving average in the second step, we have taken moving average for all the given observation. Let us move for further step, that is centered moving average, which is very simple compared to moving average. A centered moving average is very simple. Here I will show you, we have different averages, moving averages. We need to take center of 2 different moving average. Example, 27.25 is 27.25. 27 plus 27.5 divided by 2, which is 27.25, and 27.5 plus 27, which is 27.25 again, and 27.28, which is 27.5, and 28 plus 28 divided by 2, 28.25, and 28.5 plus 27.25 divided by 2, which is 27.875, and this 27.25 plus 27, this divided by 2, that value is 27.125, and 27 plus 26 divided by 2 is 26.25, 5. 26 plus 25, the between point is 25.5, and 25 plus 25.5, which is 25.25, and 25.5 plus 25, which is 25.25, again 25 plus 24.75, which is 24.875, and lastly 24.75 plus 25.5 is 25.125. So by this way we have taken centered moving average. For moving average, we need to consider moving average for taking centered moving average. So by this way we also finished step number 3. After finding centered moving average, let us proceed further for finding seasonal relatives for centered moving average and old values. So for seasonal relatives, I have already told you what is the formula. The YT is a old value given in the problem divided by centered moving average. Second is centered moving average into 100. So let us see how it is going to happen. So here I want to tell you about column first year. First column is year, that is first column. Second column is month or quarter, that is second column, and third column is sales, that is given in the problem, that is third column. Fourth column is average moving. So this is a fourth column. This is not simply like 1 into 4, because this is a first average, that is why 1, and this is a centered moving average is second, that is second average, that is why this is 2, and this is a column 5, this is column 4, column 3, and column 2, and column 1. So here 1 and 2 are first average, second average. It is very simple. And column 6, for column 6 seasonal relatives, for that we need to take column number 3 by column number 5. Very simple. Column number 3, column number 5 into 100. Look at this formula. Formula is YT. YT means old value. Column number 3, in column number 3 we have old values given in the problem. And MA2 means centered moving average 2. This is a centered moving average. That is why we have denoted this by MA2. So centered moving average, we have to divide old value by centered moving average into 100. Then we will get seasonal relatives. Now I will explain you how to obtain seasonal relatives. One more thing which is very clear. We have to obtain seasonal relatives for the centered moving average data only. So as I told you here, so old value here is 21 divided by centered moving average is 27.25 into 100, which is 77.06. This is the first seasonal relatives. For second seasonal relatives, 32 divided by 27.25, which is 117.43. So third seasonal relatives, 27 divided by 27.5, which is 98.18. Fourth seasonal relatives, 28 by 28.25, which is 99.12. Fifth one, 27 by 27.825, 875, 89.69. For sixth seasonal relative is 34 divided by 27.125, which is 125.35. So we will continue like this until all the observation are exhausted in the problem. And here on the right side, which is continued, I told you, since I am not able to display all the columns in a single frame, I have just splitted the whole result into the two column, which is a continued version. So here 22 divided by 26.5, which is 83 seasonal relatives, 27 by 25.5, 105.88, and 21 by 25.25, which is 83.17, 30 by 25.25, which is 118.81, 24 by 24.875, which is 96.48, 25 by 25.125, which is 99.5. So all the seasonal relatives are exhaust because we are not having any centered moving average further. And one more thing, you can have a separate working note for finding seasonal relatives. So you can go for seasonal relatives for third quarter in 2009, 21 by 27.25 into 100, like that. So you can have a separate working note. Since it is huge calculation, I am explaining here only. After obtaining seasonal relatives, very importantly, next step is to insert respected seasonal relatives in their respected quarter. So step 5 is seasonal relatives with their respected observation in respected quarter. So now pick those seasonal relatives. Example, look at here, 2009. In 2009, third quarter seasonal relatives is 77.06. Here in 2009, I have inserted it in 77.06, and in the 2009 only, fourth quarter seasonal relatives is 117.43, and next in the 2010 we have third seasonal relatives, which means for 2010 first quarter seasonal relatives is 98.18. So here first quarter and 2010 I have inserted here, and second quarter seasonal relatives is 99.12. Third quarter seasonal relatives is here 89.69, and fourth quarter seasonal relatives is here 125.35, and fourth quarter seasonal, which is a fourth quarter seasonal relatives. And now we can obtain data for 2011. First quarter seasonal relative is 83. Here I have replaced that with their respected observation. Second quarter in 2011 is 105.88. Third quarter in 2011 is 83.17. Fourth quarter in 2011 is 118.81. Fifth and 2012 first quarter is 96.48. Second quarter is 99.5. So by this way we entered all the seasonal relatives in the respected quarter. So which is very essential for further calculation. That's why we have inserted respected seasonal relatives in respected quarter. Now next step is to find median of the given seasonal relatives. So median, which is also known as midpoint, since we are having 3 observation in each quarter. Example, in first quarter we have 3 observation, these 3, and in second quarter also 3 observation, and in third quarter also 3 observation, and in fourth quarter 2. We need to obtain median. Here we need to find median first, then we can go for grand mean. So since we have 3 observation in each quarter, we can take midpoint in between 3 observation. For example, here I have taken 96.48 as median for first quarter, because 83 is the lowest point and 98.18 is a highest point. Between that 96.48 is a median, midpoint. So for second quarter I have taken 99.5 because 99 between 99.12, which is the lowest, 108.88 which is the highest. And for third quarter I have taken 83.17 as median, 77.06 is the lowest, 89.69 is the highest, and in the fourth quarter I have considered 118.81 because 117 is lowest, 125 is the highest. So after obtaining median, we shall calculate the grand mean. So you know the formula for calculating grand mean, I have already told you. what is the formula for calculating grand mean. Here the formula given for months, so we can modify this for quarter, so which means quarter average. Here simply quarter grand mean, which will be add all the observation, all the averages. Since we are having 4 quarter, we have to add all the 4 quarter values, and since we have added 4 quarter, we need to divide it by 4 only. And in ratio to moving average method, we are not going to calculate average. We have calculated moving average, we have calculated centered average, we have calculated seasonal relatives. All are one for one or another way averages, and we have observed seasonal relatives, and in that we have taken median. Median is also a central tendency. We can take it for a as a mean only. So using median values, we can find out grand mean. So here 96.48 first quarter median, 99.5 second quarter median, 83.17 third quarter median, 118.81 is a fourth quarter median. When we add all these together, which is a 397.96, and since we have added 4 quarter, we will divide the value by 4 only. So we got grand mean is 99.49 for the given values. 99.49 is a grand mean, for which we have considered median. So after finding grand mean, we can go for what finally last one is seasonal indices. So you know the formula for calculating seasonal indices. We need to calculate seasonal indices for each and every quarter. Here the formula is for month. We can seasonal indices for quarter 1. Say for example quarter 1 seasonal indices will be quarter 1 average divided by grand mean, then and into 100, then we will get seasonal indices of respected quarter. So let us consider then. Here we are having moving averages, that median and C indices also. I will show you how to calculate seasonal indices for quarter wise. For first quarter, as I shown you a formula, first quarter median is 96.48, here 96.48, and grand mean is 99.49. We found that grand mean is 99.49 into 100, 96.48 by 99.49 into 100, which is seasonal indices 96.97 for first quarter seasonal indices, and for second quarter 99.5 is a second quarter median, and 99.49 is a grand mean into 100. Second quarter seasonal indices is 100.01. So third quarter seasonal indices is median of third quarter is 83.17 and grand mean is 99.49 into 100. Third quarter seasonal indices is 119.42, and for fourth quarter median is 118.81. Here fourth quarter median is 118.81 divided by grand mean into 100, 119.42. So here you can see seasonal indices of the respected quarter. First quarter, here you can see that column also. Second quarter seasonal indices, third quarter seasonal indices, fourth quarter seasonal indices. And I told you when we have to add all the seasonal indices, and we need to divide it by all the seasonal indices, we need to divide it by their respected n, then we need to get 100. So otherwise if you are not able to get 100 means which is your problem is wrong. So average is 100. If it is a month, we will divide the respected thing by 12. Here, since it is quarter, we have divided by 4. So this is very complex calculation. Actually, I took a very reasonable time and made it very easy. Concentrate on steps. Very importantly, I have briefed those steps. In my next lecture, I'm gonna concentrate on months, which is much more complex than quarter. That is why I have considered for firstly quarter, since number of observation are very little. We can understand it very easily. So firstly, we have arranged given observation in chronological order. First one, second one, we have taken moving average of the given data. Here for 1 month quarter we have taken. Third step is centered moving average. We need to take centered moving average. Fourth step is we need to take seasonal relatives. And fifth steps, we need to enter all the seasonal relatives with their observation in the respected quarter. And next one, sixth step, we need to find median in the seasonal relatives. We need to find median. And seventh step, we need to find grand mean. And eighth step here, sorry, here I have mentioned 7, which is a eighth step, finding seasonal indices. So thank you so much for watching this video. I have sourced these materials to prepare this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe to my Vision Academy YouTube channel.